Welcome to a thrilling, bone-chilling adventure that will take you on a journey through the darkest parts of the unknown. Meet Emily and Jack, a daring couple who are always up for a challenge and who will take you on a ride of your life. In this ghost story, they'll embark on a terrifying journey through the haunted roads of Blackwood, a place where danger lurks around every corner. Emily is the adventurous type, always eager to uncover the truth behind every urban legend. Her skepticism often clashes with Jack's more cautious nature, but their love for each other keeps them grounded. Jack, on the other hand, is a realist. He believes in what he can see and touch, but even he can't deny the chill that runs down his spine as they approach Blackwood Road. As they drive deeper into the night, the air grows heavy with anticipation. The moon hangs low in the sky, casting long shadows that seem to reach out for them. Emily's excitement is palpable, but Jack can't shake the feeling that they're being watched. They pass abandoned houses, their windows like empty eyes staring into the void. It's enough to make anyone's skin crawl. Suddenly, thick fog rolls in, swallowing the road ahead, and Emily grips the wheel tighter, her knuckles turning white. Jack scans the darkness, his heart pounding in his chest. Something doesn't feel right. They press on, the only sound the hum of the engine and the eerie chorus of crickets. As they round a bend, they come upon an old, dilapidated bridge. Its rusted metal frame groans in protest as they inch across. Emily's breath catches in her throat as she peers over the edge, but Jack urges her to keep moving. They can't turn back now, not when they're so close to uncovering the truth. But as they reach the other side, they're greeted by a sight that sends shivers down their spines. Standing in the middle of the road is a figure cloaked in darkness, its eyes glowing with malevolence. Emily slams on the brakes, her heart racing as she tries to make sense of what she's seeing. What they see sends chills down their spines. It's the ghost of a young girl, her pale face twisted in agony. She reaches out to them, her voice a haunting whisper on the wind. Panic sets in as Emily and Jack realize they're not alone. Shadows dance along the edges of the road, their forms shifting and twisting in the darkness. The air grows colder, suffocating them with its icy grip. They try to start the car, but the engine sputters and dies, leaving them stranded in the heart of the unknown. Desperation claws at their minds as they search for a way out. But the road stretches on endlessly, a labyrinth of terror that threatens to consume them whole. Emily's resolve begins to waver, her courage fading with each passing moment. Jack tries to reassure her, but even he can't deny the fear gnawing at his insides. Just when all hope seems lost, a glimmer of light appears on the horizon. It's the first sign of dawn, breaking through the darkness like a beacon of hope. With renewed determination, Emily and Jack push forward, their eyes fixed on the promise of safety. As they leave Blackwood Road behind, they can't help but feel a sense of relief wash over them. But deep down, they know they'll never forget the horrors they encountered on that haunted stretch of asphalt. For in the heart of darkness, they found something far more terrifying than they ever imagined: the truth. So get ready to join Emily and Jack on this ultimate horror journey, filled with twists, turns, and surprises that will keep you at the edge of your seat. This gripping ghost story is not for the faint of heart, but for those who dare to face their fears and uncover the truth. Welcome, my friends, to a story that will chill you to the bone. A story of terror, of desperation, of a couple who dared to venture into the depths of the unknown. Meet John and Lily, a couple who loved nothing more than adventure. They had traveled the world, seeking out new thrills and experiences, but they had never encountered anything like what awaited them in the small town of Albuquerque, New Mexico. As they drove into the town, they felt a sense of unease settle over them. The sun beat down mercilessly, casting long shadows across the barren landscape. But this was no ordinary town. This was the infamous Albuquerque, a place with a dark past and an even darker present. John and Lily had heard the rumors about the old White residence, the place where Walter White, the infamous methamphetamine manufacturer, had once lived. They were intrigued, and despite the warnings from the locals, they decided to spend the night there. As they stepped inside, they were immediately overcome by a sense of unease. The air was heavy with the weight of the past, and every creak of the floorboard sent shivers down their spines. They made their way to the basement, where Walter White's lab once stood. It was a chilling sight. the remnants of his empire still visible despite years of neglect. Suddenly, they heard a noise from upstairs, like footsteps echoing through the empty halls. They froze, their hearts pounding in their chests as they waited for whatever lurked in the darkness to reveal itself. But as they reached the top of the stairs, they were met with silence. The house was empty, save for the ghosts of the past that lingered in every corner. Just as they began to relax, they heard a voice from behind them. It was faint at first, barely audible over the sound of their heartbeat. But as they listened closer, they realized what it was saying. "I am the one who knocks," the voice whispered, sending chills down their spines. And in that moment, they knew they were not alone in the house. As they turned around, they saw a figure standing in the shadows. It was Walter White himself, his eyes cold and unfeeling, his face twisted into a grimace. He raised his hand, and suddenly the room was filled with the sound of shattering glass. John and Lily screamed, their bodies racked with terror as they realized they were trapped. They tried to run, but the doors and windows were all sealed shut. They were trapped in the house with Walter White, and there was no way out. The night wore on, and the terror only grew worse. Every shadow seemed to conceal a new horror, every sound a new threat. Finally, as the sun began to rise, John and Lily thought they were safe. They thought they had survived the night, but just as they were about to leave, they heard a sound from upstairs. A sound like someone knocking. They turned around, and there he was, Walter White, standing in the shadows, his eyes cold and unfeeling. "I am the one who knocks," he whispered, his voice filled with menace. And in that moment, John and Lily realized that they were never going to escape.